We had some unexpected snow here. I forgot to cover the KLR last night. It got all fucked up. Hopefully no problems. I don't think so. It's all idling really low, but it might just be because it's really cold, and that could be a problem, you know. But it might just be I didn't choke it long enough, because this is carbureted. So I gotta go downtown for a friend to put in a security monitor, and gotta keep these tires, make sure these tires are alright. Well, this seems alright. Yeah, now that I got out of there, it seems alright. But I would take it nice and slow, because this thing got snow all over it. Gotta give the tires a chance to warm up a little bit. I'm going down to 14th Street and Avenue A. What I'll do is I'll probably go, you know what, I think I'll go straight here. I'm not going to go that crappy way. Alright, now I feel a little bit better. The tires are at least somewhat warmed up. Not perfectly, but at least whatever ice is on them is flung off by now, because you can see this thing's covered with fucking snow. I didn't know there was going to be a snow. It was 50 degrees yesterday. I was totally shocked when I came outside, because I wasn't even paying attention to the weather. So I figured, you know, 50 degrees, we're going to be fine. I didn't suspect any issues, you know, with weather. Wow, that guy's just riding with the earmuffs on. He doesn't even look. Yeah, that's good that I cleaned this thing off. Alright, yeah, my tie downs are good. Just give this thing a chance to warm up, because it got totally covered in snow. Oh, you know, I'm going to title this video GoPro 1 month review. And basically, the GoPro Hero 9, I'm pretty happy with it, but I will say the only thing I'm disappointed with is the batteries. I had assumed that the batteries were going to be a heck of a lot better. You know, coming from a Hero 5. I thought, you know, it was going to be exorbitantly better, but I was sadly mistaken. The battery is almost identical to the Hero 5. You know how long it lasts and all. And the Hero 5 is actually smaller, so probably consumes less power than the Hero 9. And now I'm second guessing myself whether or not I should have just got the Hero 10, because, you know, there were some things about the Hero 10 that they were saying, but nothing crazy. You know, just the fact that it was overheating. Very specific problem to overheating and underwater filming, which I don't have anything to do with. So I'm kind of stupid to even, you know, listen to that part of the review, because it was really nothing. I mean, the underwater recording doesn't pertain to me at all. So it's not something I deal with, and probably wouldn't affect me one bit whatsoever. As far as the media mod, I've driven it in the rain, the pouring rain already, and I've had no issues. So I'd have to say the media mod is a lot better than a mic adapter, because the mic adapter, but this is probably all old news, everybody already knows all this stuff. But it might be nice for people who are going from a Hero 5. If you're going from an older GoPro to a new one, be very happy with the media mod, because it definitely makes everything a lot more simple on the helmet, but it is a lot bigger. It increases the size of the GoPro. And then on top of that, the Hero 9 media mod, which is the same for the Hero 10, the media mod does not allow you to quickly remove the GoPro, because the new GoPro Hero 9 and Hero 10 have the mounting flaps for the GoPro integrated into the GoPro, so they flap down and then they flap out of the way when you slide the media mod on, and then they flap back out again. So it's a nice concept, it works well, but the problem is if your battery dies, which when I saw that feature, I said, well, you know what, it probably is not going to be a problem, because the GoPro Hero 9 battery probably lasts a lot longer than the Hero 5, but as it turns out, it does not. So if you're on the side of the road and you need to change battery, you need to dismount the GoPro from the mounting on your helmet. Once you dismount it, you can fold the flaps in, and then you can slide the GoPro out of the media mod so you can get to the battery, because the battery cover case has been, you have to remove the battery cover case to put the media mod on. But everybody already knows all this stuff, because this is old news, you know. Nothing new about the GoPro that I'm stating. Everybody already knows all this stuff. But it is just a little bit of an issue. If you're looking for quick battery change, that's not going to happen. And then the other issue, well, it's not really an issue. I mean, is if you're using a mic in your helmet, you have to use a mic. Now, the media mod microphone, whether it's for Hero 9 or 10, they're the same. So I got the newest one. So I thought maybe, because when I first put the media mod on, I was not impressed with this external mic on here. I tried it with the wind protector, with or without, and it was no better than, it might have actually been the internal mic built into the GoPro, might have even actually been better, and which I was totally surprising, because I thought the media mod microphone would be some awesome microphone, but it's not at all. It's very prone to noise. Like, for example, this engine noise, you don't only hear that, you wouldn't hear me talking. It only picks up it's not very good at filtering out other noises and just doing your voice, which I thought was strange, because I figured a media mod would be, you know, perfect. But the microphone in the media mod is actually very lacking. So you get the media mod, you're probably going to use a 3.5 millimeter TRS mic. That's about, the Boya M1 is the one I'm using, and it's quite a bulky mic, you know. It has like a battery module in it and an on-off switch, because you have to turn it on and off, because the batteries will die if you don't turn it on. I don't think people would like that setup. And I was talking to Rich, you know, Rich from Hawaii. He's a commenter and a vlogger, and he has a 2022 KLR650, and he has the GoPro Hero 9. He's getting it set up with wireless. So I'd like to hear how that goes, because I think wireless would probably be the way to go. The wired thing, although I do it, I don't think regular users would like it. As a matter of fact, I'm sure they wouldn't, you know, because the wire is just sitting here in the front. It's coiled up, but you know, it's tucked in under the GoPro. But if something catches on that, you'll rip the mic and you'll be out of your recording, and you won't be able to get back operational very quickly. Now, Boya M1 mic is like $13, so it's cheap. You know, if you get like a genuine Boya M1, I think the most it would be with $20. And it's, you know, it's a good mic, very good at not picking up outside noise. Like if you clip it into your helmet. Here, I got it clipped on the visor, you know, in the fog visor, breath visor, whatever. It's clipped right there. The wire is tucked under here. It's fairly good. no issue with the Boya M1. I'm very impressed with it and the price. But I know I don't want to recommend it because I'm afraid people will really find that a pain. You know, I've even tried splicing the wire. That's a total nightmare. It's a very thin wire, like almost like angel hair, and it's very hard to solder it. You definitely can't splice it with a connector. I tried using pinch splice, you know, something that pinches the wires, and that worked for a little while. But after the first time it rained, it stopped working, and I squeezed the connectors a little bit more, and then they started working again. But it was a horrible setup, so I ended up just ordering a new Boya M1. I say, if you're gonna use the Boya M1, find a place to tuck the wire. It comes with a Velcro strap. I used the Velcro strap and put it around the GoPro mount. It's all tucked under the GoPro. It doesn't have any of, and you can't even barely see it. And then the wire goes in through my chin curtain, so into the helmet, so it slides through the chin curtain. So it's not something that gets caught. But you'd have to. It depends on your helmet. If your helmet doesn't have a chin curtain, then your mic wire is going to be hanging down there. You can't run it through the front because then you won't be able to close your visor. So definitely that's a no-go. So based on all these things, it would be hard for me to say, hey, this is a great way to do it, because depending on your helmet, it might not be a great way to do it. It might be horrible. And I'm trying to be open-minded about something like that, because even customers, like when I recommend something, a particular security camera, it might be good for one application, but not for another. And if you recommend it, people will be like, hey, why would you say that was a good camera for outdoor application? It's freaking horrible. It fogs all the time. When it's cold, it gets all foggy. You can't see the image, whatever it is, you know. But basically, the sound quality is your real issue. Now, these lavalier mics, I would stay away from. They have quite a few different companies that make lavalier mics, but I don't think you want to mess with those, because there's all kinds of cheap lavalier mics. The Rode mic does work, but I just tried it on my neighbor has the Rode mic, Rode lavalier, and it works. But again, you got to bury the wire in your cheek pad or something. It's not as long as the Boya M1, and it is not powered. But the sound quality is vastly different. That Rode mic is actually, based on what I've seen, the Rode mic actually picks up a lot of outside noise. So I'd also have to say that's a no-go on the Rode mic. It's just not a good mic either. Yeah, too much outside noise. Like basically, you'd want to do a wireless mic or something that's built into a Bluetooth intercom, Bluetooth helmet device. And I'm not sure, you know, which ones will work with the GoPro. And I'm not about to buy something to experiment with it. Now, in New York City driving, you cannot wear, well, for me, I mean, my neighbor actually rides and listens to music and answers the phone and everything. And he's totally fine. He doesn't get distracted at all. But I personally get distracted with phone calls. So I can't do phone calls, because most of the time someone will be calling me for some kind of tech support. Or even if it's a customer, they'll call me anyway and be like, hey, I got this camera, I need to log in, I'm having trouble logging in. You know, how are you going to do that when you're concentrating on riding a motorcycle? So it's not in New York City where you got to watch out for things, you know. It's not a good idea. So I have to say that's a no-go. For me, anyway. But if you like to be able to talk on the phone, surely it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a GoPro, not a GoPro, a Bluetooth communicator in the helmet, whichever brand you like. And I'm sure that they somehow would integrate with the mic on the GoPro. But everybody knows how proprietary GoPros are. So I know that the Rode wireless mic works fine, but that's actually a wireless converter that goes 3.5 millimeter to a little converter that sends it wirelessly to your mic in your helmet, which is kind of totally pointless, because if you're going to have something hanging off your helmet that has to be charged and it's plugged into the 3.5 millimeter, that to me is definitely not a good idea. Definitely not. That's a no-go also. You know, because if you have something hanging off your helmet, like a mic adapter or whatever it is, you know, mic adapters and all that stuff hanging off your helmet is not a good idea either. And I found that out with the GoPro Hero 5. I've blown through a couple of mic adapters from getting wet, so those are no good either. And they worked though. I mean, they were cheap enough. If you did blow one out, it wasn't too horrible to replace it. But I was just I was thinking that GoPro would have come out with a much more standardized mic. Maybe they should even come out with a wireless mic, but I guess they don't want to get involved in the mic business, which I can understand. Being a business owner, you have to concentrate on what you know. When you start dabbling into other things, you look like an asshole, you know, eventually, unless you're going to specialize in it. You're going to produce mics. But if you're just going to contract out a company to make mics for them, and then people are not happy with them, they're going to blame it on GoPro, and there's going to be a whole return process going on and all that stuff. You got to guarantee it and everything, and I don't think that's going to work for GoPro. I mean, GoPro does give you ideas on what's standardized for their product, but like I said, the Rode solution absolutely works. But the question is, why would you want to spend a couple $100s on mics when all it's doing is giving you a wireless connection from outside your helmet to the inside of your helmet, which for me makes no sense at all, because you can always find a place to bury a wire. You know, that's why I chose the Boy M1, and also because of the sound quality. I've tried other lavalier mics. So basically, if you're looking for a very good recording, almost too good, the Boy M1 and the GoPro Hero 9 or 10 is good with the media mod. Those work. But the question is, would you want to deal with it, you know, on a daily basis? I don't know if you would. This fucking guy took my parking spot. Well, I'm going to have to go across the street. Yeah, so I'm going to help out these people from China here. They need a security monitor installed. I used to park here all the time when this bar used to be open. So yeah, this is the, if you want to look at the mic, I don't know how well you can see it because it's kind of dark out, but the wire is tucked in. Here's the Boya M1 on the side, and then the mic is, but this is just a 1 month review. So far so good. Media mod is quite big though, and it snaps around the whole GoPro, so you do have to remove it, which is probably, people already know all this stuff. I'm stating the obvious, but anyway, I'm pretty happy with it, and I have been through quite a few heavy rain storms. No issue on the back. You see the, you can't really see it because when I turn down the GoPro you're going to lose image, but there's a 3.5 millimeter on the back. Alright everybody, see you in the next one.